Hello everyone, I'm back, finally. Yeah, sorry about going quiet. I had a lot on my plate during the pandemic, including finishing my degree. I tried to set up a filmmaking business, and in all of that busyness, making these reviews kind of got a bit lost. I did try to film some videos, but they felt very forced, they dragged on, they weren't very entertaining, so in the end I just ditched them. It literally took a humanitarian crisis to bring me out of hiding. I am not a politician, I am not a reporter, and so as a result I don't really think I can act as a voice of authority about what's happening in Palestine at the moment. What I am is a filmmaker and a music lover. And in that sense, my experience of Palestine and its people has been nothing but positive. Back when we were allowed to go to concerts in 2019, I went to a Middle Eastern festival at the Cambridge Junction, and that was headlined by a Palestinian DJ called Saleh, and she was incredible. Honestly, if you have any spare time at all, go and listen to her Boiler Room set on YouTube. It was fantastic. Also, while you're at it, check out the electronic duo Zenobi. They're from Palestine and they released their first album in 2020 and I've pretty much been vibing to it ever since. It's really good. And so I thought, instead of talking about the atrocities happening in Palestine and the political situation there, why not try and celebrate some Palestinian culture? So that's why I'm recommending to you the film Wajib.
أنا بروح أشنجر. شاري خلاص هبل. يابا هذا الزلمة شباك. لا مش شباب. شغلته يوصل تقارير للوزارة. شو بيعملوا بالمدارس العربية شباب. أنت طول عمرك مهلوس.
The film was written and directed by Annemarie Jacir, and it follows a man delivering wedding invitations for his daughter's wedding, and his son is also helping him with this. And these two were actually played by a real-life father and son acting duo, and their chemistry is just excellent. Wajib basically means duty or responsibility, normally within a religious context, and what it's referring to here is the ancient tradition of delivering wedding invitations by hand, normally by the father of the bride. And that's it, basically. The film follows them through Nazareth as they're delivering wedding invitations. It sounds incredibly boring, but it's actually one of the most interesting and deeply funny and dramatic films that I've seen in ages. While they're delivering their invitations, the two basically argue about everything from the state of Palestine and its politics all the way through to the singer at the wedding. It's honestly such a realistic and hilarious picture of what life is actually like. It doesn't try to make the politics the main focus. They're always in the background. The main focus is the family and what they're going through. What's really clever about this film, though, is that it uses family drama. It uses arguments between a father and a son to tell the story of Palestine. It is a very, very clever film, and a film that teaches you so much about the area that it's from without ever seeming preachy. Take, for example, the fact that the dad is really quite traditionalist. He's stayed in Palestine all his life and he's kind of given up trying to fight for its independence or anything like that. He basically just goes about his own life. The son, on the other hand, is a bit more of a hothead. He's lived in Italy for a while, and as such, his dad thinks he's gotten a bit pretentious, and this leads to some very, very funny arguments between the two of them. The son is constantly criticising people around Nazareth for putting tarpaulins on their balcony, and he's also constantly criticising the wedding singer, as I've already mentioned. And that's one of the funniest things about the film. It's the tiny little incidental arguments that they have that reveal so much about their differing worldviews. The son is much more in favour of Palestinian independence. He's outraged when his dad tries to invite an Israeli to the wedding, and it really feels at times like their differing worldviews are going to drive a wedge between the two of them. And yet, at the last minute, they always seem to make it work. They always seem to find common ground. And it really is a film that gives you a lot of hope, despite being quite sombre in places. And as I've already mentioned, it is extremely funny at times. If I was to write down on paper the plot of this film, it would genuinely sound like nothing happens. They drive around Nazareth, they deliver invitations, and they argue. But it's so much more than that. Currently, the film holds a 100% Rotten Tomatoes score, and I absolutely agree with the critics with this one. It is amazing. At a time when Palestine and its people are clearly struggling, it's important to remember that Palestine isn't just a war zone. It's not a place that's simply full of hatred. In fact, Wajib would argue the exact opposite. This film is full of resolution and overcoming difficulties, overcoming disagreements. And that's why I think it's so important. Watch it, watch it, watch it now.